lot of debt.
Is this a good time to buy a house?
What's a good credit score?
It's a 401k.
Yo, who's Dow Jones?
All right, so 12 steps to repair your credit. Step 1, remove mistakes from your credit report, right? And that's obvious, right? So you should be pulling your credit report. I can't stress enough. Annualcreditreport.com, you have to pull your credit report. You know how many people I talk to and say, oh, I think I got bad credit, I think this, and I'm like, all right, so when's the last time you pulled your credit? Oh, I haven't pulled my credit report. Like, I get that so often, right? It's free, make sure you check it. Step 2, remove negative items from your report legally and permanently. I emphasize legally and permanently for a reason, because there are a lot of companies out there that will take your money, take thousands of dollars from you, and claim that they can take stuff off of your credit report. I won't get into specifics on how they do it, but some of it is, you know, creating new profiles for you, creating new identities for you. All right, step number 3, create a budget, right? Very, very important to create a budget, because part of the reason why we're in debt or we're in the situation is because of how we manage our money, right? So you want to make sure that you create a budget. Collection agencies, very, very important, right? They want their money. So there's actually ways to negotiate with your collection agency to actually get them to remove negative things and not report it. So by law, there's a maximum amount of time that things need to stay on your report, right? But there's no minimum. So understand what I'm saying, right? Is that there's a maximum amount. So that 10 years, that 7 years is the maximum amount that something needs to stay on your report. But there's no minimum. Step 5, pay at least the minimum due on your credit account on time. So, you know, as we discussed, 35% of your score is your payment history. So you want to make sure that you're paying the minimum, at least the minimum on time. And I'm going to tell you why the minimum in a second. In the next step, actually. Right? But at least pay the minimum. Step number 6 is snowball your debt. Right? So snowball, how many people know what that term is? Anybody know? Alright. Anybody want to explain? No?
You're the expert.
Right. So snowballing your debt pretty much means that you're paying the minimum amounts on all of your debt, and then taking a lump sum and paying off the smallest amount first. Alright, 7. Keep some credit accounts open, but cut up the cards. So it's important, right, that, I don't know, hopefully you didn't do this wrong either. So it's important though, right, that you are, that let's say if you have 15 cards, right, and you're like, you know, I want to clear up my credit, and you close all of those cards, you've now affected 15% of your score. Step number 8, get a secure credit card. And secure credit card is one of the best inventions, you know, that is sort of help people who don't have credit. Because simply what that means is that you're giving the bank your money and saying, here, I need you to protect this money, right? You can put this in a savings account, CD, whatever, and based on you giving them that deposit, they'll give you a credit card that they are going to report to the credit bureaus as credit union. And again, I'm not saying that because I run a credit union. I actually wrote this before, but you know, like I mentioned, the difference between a bank and a credit union: banks are for-profit, credit unions are not-for-profit. Anyone could be a customer at a bank. A credit union, you must fit membership guidelines. They have higher fees and rates at banks and lower rates on savings. With a credit union, there's lower fees on loans, higher savings rates. Step number 10, follow the 30-day rule. And the 30-day rule pretty much is simply this. Anytime you want to buy something, before you buy it, wait 30 days. Right? Shop around, see if there's anything else that, you know, any place that you get for cheap or whatever, right? And after 30 days, if you still want the item, then you can buy it, right? And that's important because a lot of times we get into debt because of impulse shopping. Step number 11, automate your savings, bills, and spending, right? So my wife and I have the 10-10-10 rule. That's my wife right there in the back. Just in case. Hey, right?
Okay.
Yeah, she snuck in. She snuck in. So my wife and I, we actually have what's called a 10-10-10 rule, right? So 10% of our income automatically goes to savings, right? That's automatic. Another 10% goes to spending, right? And then the other 10% goes to spending, savings, and no, not bills. Giving. I'm the most important one. I'm like, what's the other 10? Right, which is giving, right? So 10% goes to paying yourself first. Another 10% goes to spending. The other 10% goes to giving. Pay it forward. This is not a pyramid scheme. What's it look like, right? Pyramid scheme. Pay it forward, right? So what the hell does that have to do with getting my credit right? Same concept of giving, right? Is that the only way to get back more out of life is to give more. So anytime, and that's what I usually do. So let's say I give somebody something, and they're like, oh, how can I pay you back? I never want anything back from somebody I've given something to. I just want them to pay it forward. So I need you to do the same thing I just did, right? I need you to find somebody that need it, and you help them.
Empowering is very inspiring as well, and I want to say, after coming here today, I can honestly say, empowering myself to take control of my credit and become debt free.
Ones that don't want to face that day in debt, it will help you achieve their goals if you didn't already. If I had these books a long time ago, I wouldn't even be in debt, but I'm going to get out. It's never too late. Thank you.
Very interesting. Why? Because I thought I was taking care of keeping my credit score good by paying off my credit card every time I was getting it in full, and I found out that I was doing it the wrong way. So several things that he mentioned in the workshop, he corrected it for me because, again, I thought I was doing the correct, taking care of my credit correctly, and I see that I was not doing it. I'm not in no bad debt.
Just finished doing with the FICO seminar. Great informational. I believe it's a very revolutionary process because we have to change our mindset. If we don't change our mindset, then guess what? We'll be stuck in the same area and things that we've been doing for the past X amount of years. So it's a great informational. I make the suggestion that you come out, support, you'll learn something new, or even if it confirms what you already know, then you hear it from an expert, you hear it from somebody who's been in the industry that has the experience.